Good morning, respected Principal Secretary Sir, MD NHM, Dr. Taslim CEO CCAM, Dr. Niranjan, and all the CSR partners, philanthropists who represents here, and all the program officers here. Since he's already introduced, I don't want to waste my time in calling again each and every one of you. Thank you very much for joining this particular event. See, all this started with our visit to CCAM, which is one of the biotechnology department promoted institution sitting at Bangalore, where we approached for one small activity which we called as a vaccine carrier during COVID time. So this particular vaccine carrier was solar powered, where the temperature was reflected, and it was much useful for our field staffs to monitor. Then we moved on to our solarization different parts. Then one more equipment which we reasonably feel is your diabetic neuropathy detection based on your pain, temperature, sensitivity and all. This we have piloted using their resources, efforts from them in a few districts, and the results were good. So then during our interactions, we came to know that there are many people who are come out with many innovations, want to give it back to the community. Sometimes they want to test it, sometimes wanted to sure whether things are good. At the same time, there are many CSR partners, they want to come and do something back to the community. And sometimes it is a part of our activity itself. And what we feel is that for the innovators, there is no platform where they can test their products, validate it, scientifically documented. For the CSR product, some people are able to have a reach, but many people don't know where to invest, where exactly the need, and whether it is, if you are going to coming through a third party, whether it is actually doing the intended purpose also little challenge. So then we thought, since most of them are coming to us, we thought we'll create a platform where our CCAM team, Niranjan, was working on day-to-day basis, so that we will have a forum where what is the need from the department health system. So by most of the program officer here, they will say what is the priority of the system. So if this priority, your innovation, your CSR philanthropy is able to put it together, definitely we can take it back to the community. And again, since it's owned by a government, the coordinated by government, we are very sure that things will reach the intended purpose. There will not be any wastage anywhere. And this all started, and this particular event, what we thought is that our program officers will come and say this is the priority of the system. So sometimes it may align directly with your need. Sometimes we can tweak it in such a way that how we can do the things better also. That's one area. And wherever there's an innovation you want to field test it, we already have a platform. So where we can approach our ethical committee, we will give all the approval, we'll give all field support. And once you are validated, we have our own journals, also scientific journals, where we can publish the data also. And third, definitely we can do a convergence of CSR much happening. See, otherwise what will happen? It will go simply as a building, simply as a equipment, or simply we will give it to some third party whose real intention or whether it is really reached the intended objective may not be known. So that's why these things. And finally, what we thought is, we have given a sets of ideas which our priorities. I will simply go through few areas, but we can, after the tea break, we can work in detail how we can align. So for example, you can take it in any part of the system. So either it could be a location based where most of the industries prepare, or it could be an age group based, a pregnant mother, children, or certain disease based. It's a paraplegia, autism. So this type we can do it. Second is that another is a health financing. See, health financing, it could be a overall within the treasury budget, or you can support even an individual needed person. And there are high-end surgeries which we promote. For example, we give around 22 lakhs for a liver transplantation. You can, if you want to support that part, you can take it up. And we can also a provision for add-on to the existing programs. How you can exactly add on, that we can try. And capacity building is another area. So we have more than 12,000 institutions, almost 1.5 lakh employees working in the health system, and almost 30,000 are contract employees supported by our MD NHM. See, these people needs a regular capacity building, refresher training. This not only you give a provision, you can allow us to use your facility. See, in fact, recently our MD has done a personality development program in Yerkat for the district level officials. See, this will open up many things. The similar thing we can do to champions development in all the areas, all the cadres. And come back to our routine building and equipments. Yes, this is needed. Definitely, we can invest further also. But what exactly is this? That it's more than a new building. A maintenance and a repair, a retrofitting of the existing building will serve many purpose. And equipment buying is easy. How you are able to maintain it, whether it gives a effective results to the intended what is needed, this is another area where most of the innovators are there. Where instead of reading and entering the data, there's a way in which it can be populated into the system. This all these things can be done. And second is your core area is immunization. The immunization, particularly after COVID, there is a huge demand. In fact, during COVID, IOC has given a 5 to 6 vehicles for vaccine transport, sir. And this area where we are going to immunize around 8 lakhs antenatal mothers and around 8 lakhs children in a year. And the critical part is that we need to maintain the temperature from the manufacturing side to the final cold chain point where vaccination given, which is around 3,000 in our state. See, you can help us in all the way. So it could be a temperature logger monitoring every institution, or it could be a vehicle, or it could be a vaccine carrier at the lowest point. See, all these things can be done. Another area is our maternal child death. So this is what an indicator for the every state, every country. See, what we do is a tracking of each and every mother. So you can help us in doing this. See, we do birth planning, we do assess the high-risk mother, then take them and do it. But still, there is a scope for everyone do it. And in fact, we have started one program where the identified SOPs for the high-risk alone we have taken up. You have started building on it. This can be further updated. See, at least if you are able to sensitize all the mothers with the danger signs that if you are having this, please come to the institution. This itself will create a big challenge. This is another area which we can do it. And the NCD, all of you know, it's a bigger problem. So in fact, through our MTM program, we already reached more than 2 crore beneficiaries. We got the UN award also. But the issue is we need to have a very close follow-up to ensure that the real control is brought in. Then only we can prevent the complications. This needs a huge number. See, I used to say that even if you are able to give you a simple steps tracker or a BP apparatus to an individual who are suffering, this will make a big change. See, unless they measure their blood pressure and the glucose at a regular interval, things are not going to change. So we may give drugs, but this type of monitoring can be done at the individual level, community level, what and all. And second thing is that the complications is another area. See, most of them, once you get into the non-communicable, it's a lifelong problem. See, your either your padam padagapam where our neuropathy is tested, or your retinal problems or a renal problem. These are the things which we need to get tested at a regular interval. We can plan many things. So how we can do it is another area. And the big problem which even our secretary used to up and tell is that still we couldn't crack the anemia. Still we couldn't crack the malnutrition. One side obesity, another side undernutrition. See how we can do it. See, this and all needs a long-time lifestyle modification. How exactly we can do a target at an individual level or at a community level is another area. And finally, with the One Health, all your environment, vector, everything we need to track. Whatever is happening in one environment is going to affect us, how we can do it. And the last point is that ultimately, whatever we do, it needs to get documented. The research is needed. See how exactly we can all work together. It's another area. See, these are the few areas we thought we'll open up for the discussion. Maybe after the initial round, we'll have a detailed discussion with that. Once again, thank you, CCAM, for organizing this, and our principal secretary, sir, and UNHM to grace the occasion. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.